Hi and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things lipedema. So today I'm speaking to Jack, who is from Scotland, and she's currently undergoing surgery in Spain for lipedema. So how are you doing?
Good, thanks, Amy. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for joining in. It's great that I've had quite a lot of people wanting to get stuck in and talk about lots of different things. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's really good to raise awareness. I really like your channel for that. It's really good.
Oh, great. So I thought today we will cover your decision-making process for going to Spain, how you decided on your doctor, and then we can talk about the ins and outs of actually being in Spain, getting the surgery, and post-surgery. Yeah, anything really that you want to chat about. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll let you crack on with that.
Perfect. Okay, so I am 3 weeks post-op yesterday, just newly back from Spain. I was quite new to knowing about anything about lipedema. It was only in December there that I actually knew anything about it after, a history with the GP back and forth about what it could be, what was wrong with me, and all the platitudes that he was fobbing me off with. So I took to Google and I found out for myself what was wrong with me, like probably a lot of your viewers have done. I don't think it's well known from the GP how to diagnose this. So I know that once I saw my GP and I told him what I thought I had, he was very good. He said, yes, I do think you have that. And basically, there's nothing I can do for you, but I'm glad you found out what's wrong with you.
Oh, that's good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, that's great.
So, me being me, I went gung-ho into researching what I could do about it, and instantly I bought the leg pumps, all of the conservative measures. I bought all of them. It's like, right, I can do something quickly about this, but what is my actual goal? And it was definitely surgery. Sent my husband, he was offshore at the time, sent him like me crying, just, oh my God, I found out what's wrong with me. And it was awful. It really was awful. I know you'll all be in the same position. When you found out what it was, there was a bit of a relief, but there was also that feeling of, oh my God, there really is something wrong that I can't really do anything about. So
yeah, I always think there's like relief and grief, like both those things combined.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So very quickly I decided on surgery. I was like, this is what I want, this is what I have to do. I wasn't working at the time. I've got 4 children, and my 4th child is at nursery, but it's like odd hours, so I wasn't working. I was working part-time, just at home, just picking up odd jobs, but I was like, right, I need to get a job because I really need to pay for this surgery now. Very quickly, so I quickly found myself a job, and my husband's been great. He's like, that's what our money is for, is, to make things like this that come up, that's what we do. So he's been great, and that's what we went for. My family's helped as well, because it is such a lot of money to do surgery for getting no help from the NHS at all. That's, there's so much out of pocket with this disease. So I quickly decided I was going, and then finding all these Instagram accounts and Googling, I decided on Lipoedema in Spain, which was really just probably because I saw more about that than anywhere else, which is not probably the best decision-making skills, but once I knew, I was like, right, Spain seems like, the most popular one right now. Yeah. I then researched them, and actually that is exactly who I wanted to go with. So it wasn't a totally crazy decision, although most of my family and friends were like, what? Okay. I think they had visions of me going to get turkey teeth, and I know that's like really big in the media just now, and I was like, no, it's not the same as that. It really isn't. It's not a cosmetic thing, and basically I talked everyone round to thinking I'm not a lunatic. So
good.
Right, so that was December that I found out I had it, and then trying to get compression was really difficult. That took me a long time to get that sorted out. I eventually found an MLD specialist here near me, which was lucky because there's not many actually in and around Scotland. So I managed to find somebody who would measure me for the compression, and I was just going to pay. It's like, look, I really need this now. I can't book any appointments with Lipoedema without this being, that's one of their stipulations, is that you've got to wear the compression for 8 weeks before surgery. So I was like, right, I really need to get that. So my MLD lady was really good. She measured me and then she said, "You're not paying for that. We're getting that on the NHS. I could definitely do that." So she phoned my GP and fought that. She said she was, on the phone for an hour fighting that for me. I was like, "Oh, perfect." So I managed to get my compression on the NHS, which was really helpful because obviously that's a lot of money as well.
Yeah.
Which led me then to be able to phone Lipoedema. I had a video appointment with them and they were able to say, all the tests that you need beforehand. There was a few blood tests that are needed. There was a Doppler scan to rule out any varicose veins. And so all of that took time, So this was January, February, and I managed to get an appointment with them in March and booked in for the end of May for my surgery. So actually it does seem really quick now, but at the time I was like, oh, that's an 8-week wait. I don't want to wait 8 weeks. I was, really desperate to get going. So.
I think we're very similar like that. When you said that you were like straight away, you went head first into a train, I was exactly the same. So you don't want, some people kind of, I imagine, kind of have to really deal with it and process it, whereas I was like I knew that I wanted surgery and nothing was going to stop me.
Get this out of me.
Yeah, definitely.
So I booked my first, second and third surgeries actually straight away, knowing that really I can only afford my first one, but I'll deal with the money later. It'll be fine, I'll find another job. So I went ahead with my first surgery, which was 3 weeks ago yesterday. And in Spain, I don't know if it's the same as everywhere else, because obviously I only then looked into all the stipulations of being with Lipoedema. They make you stay for 10 days post-surgery in Madrid before you can fly. You could drive or get the train back home, but I was like, I'm not sure how I'll be feeling. I've got 4 kids at home. I don't really want to rush home to being the caregiver again. I'll take a wee while to be the patient for a while. Obviously it was awful leaving my kids. That really was one of the worst parts, was that I had to leave them for so long, but I think it was the best thing for me because it gave me 10 days with my sister, who could she's also got 2 kids at home, but she could just focus on me. We just had a really great time actually.
It did look it as
well. More like more like a holiday. Obviously there are rubbish parts to recovery, but we had a great time and we're trying to keep it tame from our husbands. We're like, oh it was hard going. It was so much fun.
That's good.
Meanwhile they're dealing with my nephews. They were like skiving school and didn't want to go to school, and my little ones all had a sick bug. I'm like, oh, what a shame. Hiding my coffee that I'm sitting in a park. What a shame.
Look, it's 10 days into it. I mean, it feels like a lifetime for you after surgery, but in the long run, it's nothing really for your health. I know.
It. And especially now it's past. It's like, I can't believe that was over so quickly. It's all done. And healing really well now. It's really good. So
good, I'm so glad. And it looks so good for post 3-week surgery. You really do.
Thank you.
You do. Honestly, I used to look like sheet white, really dizzy, just awful. So you look great.
I mean, it was nice and sunny a lot of days in Spain, so that's helped me a lot.
Yeah, getting a tan.
Give me some colour.
Lovely.
So 3 weeks post surgery. The time in Spain was really good. For the surgery itself, you are in the hospital for 1 day, you stay there that night, and then the next day you're discharged back. And I got an Airbnb there, which was really great. Some people go down the hotel route, which I first had initially booked a hotel. I said, well, at least we'll get our breakfast and it'll feel like a holiday. But on thinking about it, I was like, right, I'm going to cancel the hotel and get an Airbnb where we're going to be able to have our own kitchen. We'll be able to have a washing machine and wash everything, which really was essential. Washing your dirty compression, especially after those first few days where you have to wear it for 2 days solid. That is not pretty. It's really disgusting.
I really struggled with that side of surgery. I don't like the feeling of sweat on my body. So then, even though when I had surgery, I didn't leak much, but I had a catheter in. Obviously, I had high volume, so it's probably a little bit different. But Yeah,
Okay.
they just felt disgusting. Like, you can't,
Yeah.
they didn't smell bad or anything, but you just know that you've been
No.
sat in them for so many days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, and in summer, I'm sure it's not great.
Yeah, no, it wasn't great. So I was really delighted to be able to get them off and washed.
Yeah.
And actually, they got a few washes before I was happy with them to go back on my body.
Yeah.
Like, oh, disgusting.
That's a great tip though. Like, a lot of people will go to hotels, but yeah, Airbnbs, you've got your kitchen, so you're not having to spend money on food every night,
Yeah.
like takeaways or whatever. And yeah, it's
Yeah.
things like washing machines that you think, oh, 10 days I'll survive, but
I
reality is, yeah, you want to be clean, you want
Yeah.
to be fresh, and yeah, I don't know if you felt the same, but after your surgery, you're very focused on your body, like, you're thinking about your pain, discomfort, dizziness, and then your hygiene is a big thing. And I don't see many people speak about it because I know it's
Yeah,
embarrassing. But
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
difficult to shower, wash your hair. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a good tip.
that was definitely one of the lowest points. Was I don't know if it's the same for Germany where you were, but your compression got cut, so you were able to use the toilet, but you weren't supposed to take your compression down at all, so you just have to pee through this little hole that they've made. My God, I don't know anyone who can do that without getting it everywhere. So
No,
It was
I used a Shewee for that.
yeah, definitely need the Shewee.
Yeah.
But even that, it's just such a learning curve to lie in your bed and pee. Like, it's just something that I wasn't really. I'd heard that you need a Shewee, but I hadn't really thought all of that through. And then having to go through it, I was like, oh my God, this is just revolting. But looking back, I can laugh at that. I mean, who cares? Really,
Yeah.
who cares?
Yeah.
It's just another fluid that's coming out of you. I mean, I didn't have much leaking either, actually.
Yeah.
Just a couple of my wounds were leaking a bit, but yeah, I just felt revolting. I really felt like the lowest of the low. It's like, this is stupid. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody cares.
No, that's it. And like you say, it's just good having the washing machine to freshen up and
Yeah.
feel a little bit better.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I like getting my breakfast and my lunch all prepared there, so we could take out like a little picnic every day from our kitchen. We didn't eat much in at night, but that's because me and my sister are greedy and like wanted to try the local restaurants.
Oh yeah,
and,
well that's a good idea. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, we had a pizza one night, but yeah, we could definitely have saved money by staying in, but the husbands don't need to do that either.
Gotta enjoy yourself or try.
Yeah, I know, it was good. For my next surgery, we're going to drive, and it's my husband that's coming with me, so we're only there 4 days because you can leave after 4 days, even though it takes me like 3 days to get there and 3 days home. So
Right.
I don't actually save any time really, but I'll save money on being in Madrid because it's quite expensive to eat there. So it'll definitely save money.
Oh,
And
that'll be
yeah,
interesting.
I know.
I've not
Yeah,
heard many
well,
people
yeah.
drive to Spain for surgery, so that would be an interesting experience.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're even crazier, but I'm sure it'll work out.
Yeah.
For my video appointment with Lipoedema, it was Dr Acosta that I got. That was just who I was assigned. And then my surgery was assigned with him. And I could have changed that, you could ask for somebody else, but they've all got different waiting lists. So I just went with him because I'd gotten on really well with him on the video call. I didn't know too much about the other ones. Obviously, Dr Burgos is the main person that you see on the videos and things. And I knew that he was really busy, and I think it was like another year until he had a space opening. So I was happy to go with who I'd been assigned with, and now obviously I've been through it with him, and I really, really liked him. He was just so good, so I'm really happy with that. But I know some people are really specific about which surgeon they get, so I wasn't really like that. I would have taken anyone just to get it that next week.
Yeah, and I suppose they all work together. They'll have all trained underneath Dr Burgos, so
Yeah.
I know you want. Yeah, sometimes you do want the person that's the face, but
Yeah.
they all do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And he did actually come and see me in the recovery room, which is a bit of a blur because when you come out of it, I really don't have a clue what's happening. But he came to see me, and I was like, oh my God, it's like he's famous.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
So funny, but yeah, I didn't have a real strict criteria of what I wanted in a a surgeon. I just wanted him to be, I knew he would be well trained to be part of Lipomedical. I knew that they were all qualified to do this. So as long as it wasn't just liposuction that's just generic, I knew that it was going to be, you know, perfect for lipedema. Okay, so my top tips for going to Madrid would be, number one is take someone who you are willing to let them see every part of you at your very lowest. So for me, that would have been my husband or my sister. They would really have, you know, been able to cope with anything that I was going through. Number two would be the Airbnb. Definitely picking the Airbnb so that you've got your kitchen, washing machine. The other thing that I really liked was having a lift, because straight after it I was really struggling to get upstairs. So having a lift and having Wi-Fi and aircon, because Madrid is hot. So
Oh, yeah. That's a good one as well.
yeah, so that was an essential. They were the ones I picked on my Airbnb. It needs to have all of this, and then I found this one that was near the MLD. So you have to get MLD at least, I think it's 7 times after your operation. It's like daily after your operation. So I wanted it to be as close to that as possible, so I wasn't spending loads of money on Ubers or taxis. So it was walking distance to my MLD clinic. Another tip would be like all the things that you take with you, making sure that you buy as much as you can back here, because Madrid is really expensive for things. So if you can take your puppy pads with you. Linavera oil, I didn't find it there, but I have heard that it's actually cheaper there, but I didn't see it, so I was glad I had it with me. So Linavera oil is just something that they recommend and say is essential for you after you've had your surgery. It's just a tiny little bottle that's like £10. It's ridiculous, but you need about, I don't know, maybe 6 bottles of it, so it's really expensive.
Right.
There's a lot of hidden costs with going for your surgery. It's not just the surgery price, so making sure that you have budgeted for everything before you go ahead with surgery. So they're my top tips.
Great, thank you. Yeah, there's some really good tips. And I always think that your first surgery is the one that teaches you what you need for your next surgeries.
Yeah, I think I'm all set. That's definitely helped me to realise what I need and how it's going to feel, and I don't feel as nervous at all about my next surgery. I'm totally prepared for that. I know what to expect. Obviously it's going to be a different area of pain and different types of symptoms and things, but I'm all set for that now.
Good. So how many surgeries have you got planned?
3.
Okay, so
3.
Is that
3 booked anyway.
Okay, great. So is that lowers, uppers?
Yeah, so it's lowers, front uppers and back uppers.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so they do it in 3. I think you can get it into, it depends on I think the volume and what stage you're at, but they've definitely said to me that I'm a 3 surgery candidate, and then following that I will look into getting my arms done, but that'll not be this year, definitely not.
Yeah. Does Dr Burgos's team do arm surgery?
They do arms, yeah.
I remember, yeah. I always get confused with it either being abdomen or arms that they don't cover.
Yeah, they don't cover abdomen.
Yeah, so that's good, so you can stick with the same people and yeah, they'll know your body and how you react and stuff. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you, Amy.
I'll let you tell everybody what your Instagram username is in case they'd like to find you and follow your journey.
Okay, I am Less Lipoedema on Instagram.
Great, and I'll put it on the screen so everyone can see it anyway. But good luck with your next surgeries. I'll be following and checking up on you, making sure everything's going well. And thanks again for today.
Thanks you. Okay.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And thanks again to Jack for joining me today. I really enjoyed that conversation. I had surgery in Germany, so I don't know what the protocol or the experience is like in Spain. So it's really interesting to sit and speak to somebody who has been through that and is currently going through that. And to connect with me, my username is @fat_bottom_Amy. Thanks for joining me again today, and I hope you'll join me for the next video. Bye!